Welcome to Kiss the Reviews. I'm Armando. That's Corey. And today we are doing 1987's Dirty Dancing. Favorite line in the movie?
You just put your pickle on everybody's plate, college boy, and leave the hard stuff to me.
So, Dirty Dancing, 1987, another Swayze classic. This movie stars Patrick Swayze as Johnny Castle, Jennifer Grey as Baby Houseman,
Horrible name for the sexual lead in a movie.
Jerry Orbach as Dr. Jake Houseman.
And, dude, he is one of the characters I am most torn on in movie history.
Yes, absolutely. So this movie opens up in 1963. It's Baby and her family driving to Kellerman's for their summer vacation. She is doing the voiceover here. My first impression of Kellerman's is it's a really nice place. Like if you're rich and you want to take your family on apparently a 3-week vacation. Who does that? But it's also a great place to whore out your daughters while you're on vacation so they don't bother you and the missus.
Yeah, basically, the tagline should be, Kellerman's, come get your daughter's cherry popped. Because that's basically why it's there.
Yeah.
And even old man Kellerman at the end is like,
You think kids want to come with their parents to take foxtrot lessons? Feels like it's all slipping away.
yeah, because everyone's daughter's getting fucking pregnant at your club, dude. I wouldn't go back either.
And listen, I want to address this immediately. Spoiler alert, there's pregnancy and abortion talk in this movie. And a lot of it. But they never say pregnant. They say,
I know you weren't the one who got Penny in trouble.
Oh, this is definitely before the sexual revolution.
Yes.
This is, we still keep things very tight in-house, no matter how liberal we are.
Yes, exactly.
If you were a single lady who got pregnant, you were in trouble, period.
Yep. So, apparently, in this movie, Baby is she's going to join the Peace Corps, and I guess she's going to college. I thought originally, now this is years ago that I saw the movie, I thought originally she was like 16, but apparently she's like 17 or 18 in this movie.
Yeah, she's still right around too young for what's about to happen on her life journey.
Well, and she gets there and immediately is like, dude, screw this place. I'm going to go to the employee quarters to check out what's going down, and I'm going to carry some watermelons over to...
Well, dude, first off, do you blame her? The fucking asshole who's hitting on her, who's also like the nephew of Kellerman.
It's Kellerman's grandson. He's the creepiest dude.
That guy is the biggest walking pile of shit. Like, as soon as he introduces himself, he's like, nah, hey, baby. Nah. It's like, oh, my God, you are like a Duke lacrosse player.
Yeah,
like, your future is set, and I see it.
You were right.
Even when he takes her to the dock,
yeah, and
Baby's desperately trying to get out of there because, he's boring for anybody's age, let alone a 16, 17-year-old girl.
Yeah.
So she's trying to get out of there and says, I'm looking for my parents. I think my parents are looking for me. And he says,
Baby, don't worry. If they think you're with me, they'll be the happiest parents at Kellerman's.
Let me tell you something. Maybe this should be a PSA. Hi, kids. Uncle Corey.
Message!
If you're trying to look cool in front of a girl, don't let her know how much her parents trust you. That's not cool. Never has been, never will be.
Yes.
That's not a good thing.
Yeah.
You want to be a little bit dangerous, but not in the, you want to watch me fire someone? Huh? Watch me fire someone, I'll jerk off into a plant. That's what those people end up becoming.
Oh, does that get you turned on when I fire somebody? Huh?
I almost hated him more than Robbie the waiter. And I fucking hated Robbie the waiter.
Well, And apparently all the waiters are like college kids, like they're seniors in high school, getting ready to go to college. It's like their summer job. But all of the dancers and other staff, they're just scumbags that they hire off the street. Like, I don't understand that because the old man Kellerman's talking to the waiters like, "Hey, show the daughters a good time, even the ugly ones, finger guns." And then the dancers and Johnny Castle, the Swayze, walk by and he's like, "Don't touch the fucking girls."
No funny business, no conversations, and keep your hands off.
Half of your wait staff that are the nice boys, and we're going to college, are causing more than half the problems in your fucking club.
Exactly.
Swayze this is just a quest for Swayze to find pubic hair that's not gray.
Yes, dude. This movie should have been called like Crazy Little Whorehouse in the Catskills because all these old women or older women are like basically paying the Swayze to come to their room and have sex with them. Like, hey, teach me some dance lessons, and then teach me some dance lessons. Like, baby goes to the employees' quarters, helps carry watermelons, whatever. They apparently, in the employees' quarters, they just dance and fuck to cool music. And Swayze sees baby. He decides he's just going to grind on this far too young girl that's in this very grown-up place.
Well, he posts... And in fairness, one, nobody asked anybody's age, which... This was the 60s. Maybe that was a thing.
No,
I know nowadays we're like, yo, how the fuck old are you?
No, there's not that we question and then we ID.
Yeah. With a blue light.
Like, did you chalk this? You chalk this, didn't you?
And I don't blame him for walking up because, you know, he's the Swayze. He's ran through every dancer that is employed there.
Yes.
All the old ladies are just fucking throwing cash at him to bang it out.
Yeah. And
then he finally walks across this new face, and she's staring at him like Reese Witherspoon stares at Mark Wahlberg, just up. And then he just is like, yeah, come here. And I will say, we're trying to dance. From that scene all the way through when she's basically a really shitty dancer,
yes,
actually made me laugh. It was real, like watching her try and like thrust her hips, like Patrick Swayze's doing. She's like, my hips. What do I do with these? Because later on in the movie, spoiler alert, once she's fucked a couple times, she can dance her brains out. So I'm assuming that's the moral of the story: is if you want to be a good dancer, fuck.
Exactly. There you go. There's the plot of the whole movie. We find out soon thereafter that Penny is knocked up, and she's knocked up by Robbie the Creep, as she calls him.
Why not Skywriter? Penny got knocked up by Robbie the Creep.
And baby goes to her dad for the money for an abortion because Penny can't afford it, and they got to work, and they're working different clubs, and she can't take the time off. So this is when baby decides that she's going to fill in for Penn. I totally forgot about this storyline.
This is like the only reason.
Yeah.
Jennifer Grey is involved with them from this point forward is to help pay for the abortion and take her place in the dance.
Exactly.
When she goes to her dad and says, you know, I need $250 and I can't tell you what it's for. And he says, it's not illegal, is it? And she goes, One, if you're a parent, your ass knows that shit's illegal. Whatever she's fucking getting into, it's illegal as dick. You know it.
Yes.
And two, it kind of took like, oh, fuck. Yeah, we're in 1963. That's illegal.
Yes. I'm
like, $250? Where'd you get it that cheap? I need your fucking number.
Well,
that's an amazing hookup. No, glide over. That's an amazing hookup. Call me.
So, baby, and I'll get to this whole, like, abortion thing. This abortion of an abortion
The Sicilian thing.
But this is when the dance montage begins.
Yes.
It's a 15-minute... I thought a montage was like maybe 5 minutes max. Because it goes from montage to like actual acting and lines between the two actors, and then back to a little bit of a montage, and then it's just like this whole thing for at least 10 minutes.
Can I offer this one thing? They spared us the shit in between her evolution as a dancer.
Yes.
They went from like, I don't know what feet are, to I'm walking on a log in an incredibly dangerous situation, and I have zero problem with my balance. Being spared having to go through any more of that with like in-betweens, like, I hate you, sister, and daddy, I love you, but I'm lying because I'm chasing that dick. Like, skipping over all of that was a godsend.
You're right again.
Did you notice the scene in the water? I think it was like the second to last lift they attempt, and her strap on her tank top falls down.
Yeah.
And both of them go like, oh, like she goes to fix it really quick, and he's trying to like lift it up. And I'm sitting there like, bitch, your titty is out in this white shirt. Who the fuck cares about your strap?
Hoo-ah!
They perform at the other hotel, and she takes Penny's place. They don't do the lift, which is actually kind of a funny scene too, because they go to attempt
she does
it.
this little after the fuck, dude. I was rolling.
That's actually a funny scene. And then they get back from this hotel thing after, Swayze, the Swayze, tries to get a sneak peek in the rearview mirror as she's getting changed in the backseat of his car.
Here's what's funny to me, okay? So this whole, because I was like you, I thought she was, 16.
Yeah.
And this was just like immediately like, I'm Jennifer Grey and you're sexy. And he's like, yeah, I am. Take care of this hog for me, will you, sweetheart? But it's not how it goes.
Yes.
He's very like Woody Hayes in Professional, like, fucking learn the steps.
Yeah.
Learn these dance steps, you stupid broad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking give you a fresh one.
I'm gonna give you one of these.
Exactly. To the moon, Alice.
I'm going to the moon!
So he's very much like, he's staying professional as shit throughout this whole thing. Right up until that part where he's just like, no, you did good. Got any titty out yet? No, for real, you did good. Got that titty out yet?
But they get back, and Penny's like out. She's out for the count. She went to this. Apparently, they took her for $250, which is why you're like, hey, great price. They took her to like Jack Kevorkian to get the abortion.
Typically, when medical procedures are deemed illegal, you have to go to back alleys to get it done. And guess what, kids? It's not safe.
The Swayze's cousin in this is like, I don't know. He told us to go to meet him at the Sunoco gas station, and he went to this dirty bathroom. We had the key with the big hubcap on it. He had dirty utensils. Leave. What are you doing?
Yeah. This is like the doctor in the first season of American Horror Story. Like, Jesus Christ.
Exactly. So she is basically forced, because Penny looks like she's going to die.
Oh, yeah.
So she has to go get her dad and basically admit she's been hanging out with these people. And he comes and helps Penny out, and he gets pissed and forbids baby from seeing those people.
But I don't want you to have anything to do with those people again.
You could even say forbids, because he tells her not to do it, but literally goes to no length to actually keep track of his daughters, even after.
Absolutely. The next scene, it's pouring rain outside. It's like, where are you going? Oh, they're playing backgammon at the main hotel.
Oh, there's charades. Yeah, that's a thing. Charades. And once again, Dr. Daddy's like, oh, okay.
Sounds like disobedience. So a baby immediately goes back, confesses her love to the Swayze, and they dance, and then they dance.
This is how this would have gone in real life, okay? She says, She's finishing off, Jennifer Grey finishing off her monologue and says, I'm afraid I'm going to walk out this door and never feel again how I feel when I'm with you. And he should have went, yeah, you will. You're 17. Punt the fucking bitch out the door. End of the fucking scene.
Well, it's funny. Like, this whole scene, it's like the sex montage. They already had the dance montage, and they're going to have a sex montage. Because it's her confessing, him going, yeah, let's dance, and then we're gonna dance, and then there's like one random scene, and then it's them having sex again. Like,
they're using the dancing as foreplay in that scene, right?
Yeah.
But that's his job.
Yes,
I've had jobs before. I don't use that as foreplay. I've never done anybody's taxes. I've never done like taxes and been like, all right, you ready to fuck? You saved $1,300.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be exhausting at some point if you had to do your job as foreplay? Let us know in the comments what would be the worst job that would translate into foreplay. Would it be like Garbage Man, maybe? I don't know. Let us know.
Kellerman's grandson comes up and wants to change things up for the talent show, and he just wants to change the last dance. And the Swayze gets all excited because he's like, oh, you want my ideas? I got this great idea where we do this thing. It's a Cuban thing where I'm doing this. Yeah. And he's like...
And he starts even showing him steps. He's like, then you turn, and it's like, And the guy's, whoa. Slow your roll, fella.
He's like, hey, hold on there, mister. Don't get your hopes up, Fonzie. We're just gonna change it to this dance.
And why not dance this year's final dance to the pachanga?
Johnny gets mad because Neil doesn't take his ideas, and then he gets mad because the 17-year-old he's banging out won't tell Daddy that he's her guy.
I don't see you fighting so hard, baby. I don't see you running up to Daddy telling him I'm your guy.
And now, in fairness, in two parts. One, he gets pissed because Neil is a condescending dick. That's the kid's name? Neil?
Absolutely.
I'm big time in a fictional character right now. That's your fucking name, kid? Neil? Yeah, okay. I'm big time in a fictional character. That's how much I hate this little fuck. But anyway, Neil has the balls when Johnny's like, oh, I have some great ideas. And the kid goes, hey, I think you're outside your league, pal. First off, I'm 10 years older than you. Second off,
I'm a foot taller than you. I'm
regardless of what I could do to you physically, I'm a dancer. You're asking me to change the dance steps for the last show this season.
Yes.
How the fuck am I out of my league? You haven't even graduated business school yet, you little fuck. Dude, I hate him.
You're not even doing taxes for sexual favors yet. So why don't you call me when you're doing taxes as foreplay, kid?
That's right.
So
something, Neil.
The next scene is Johnny beating up Robbie after Robbie says some shit about slumming.
That's okay, baby. I went slumming too.
And then Johnny beats the fuck out of him, which was such a satisfying scene, except for the fact that he goes, and he's basically about to kill him, and then goes, you're not worth it. No, he's totally worth it. Keep going.
Yeah. Finish that Dalton throat snatch move that you were about to do, and end his character arc right now.
After this, the old whore gets really upset when she sees Baby leaving Johnny's cabin.
They make it seem like she's sneaking around, because Kellerman talks to Jerry Arbach when they first arrive, like that first night, and he's like, oh, we call them bungalow bunnies.
That's what we call the women who stay here all week long. The husbands only come up on weekends.
They make it seem like all these women are just on the sly, and Kellerman kind of, I know something. I gotcha. The husbands know too, because he goes, hey pal, come here. I'm going to be playing cards all night with the fellas. Here's a chunk of sweaty cash. Give my wife some extra dance lessons, won't you? He knows what they're doing. That guy knows what.
Why don't you give my wife some extra dance lessons? If you know what I mean.
Hoo-ah. Hoo-ah.
So the old whore gets mad. She makes up some story that Johnny stole her wallet.
She saw him stealing wallets.
Yeah. And then Baby has to come out to save Johnny and basically admit that they were together all night long to get him out of trouble.
For like a 17-year-old girl to do that, for a 17-year-old person, period, but a 17-year-old girl to out her losing her virginity in front of her father to keep what she has to know in the back of her mind is a summer fling from getting fired. Not thrown in jail, fired.
Yeah. And at the end of it, he gets fired anyway because he was sleeping with Baby. So they meet at the car and he's like, shit's unfair. What are you gonna do? Like, I gotta go. And then it literally goes from this and it's like, oh, I'm leaving because I banged you. And fast forward to the talent show. Do you really want to put it in my pooper? In the what? And she definitely wanted that Robbie D. And she keeps telling her sister, who throughout this movie, it's like, do you hate her or do you like her? Because you put her down every chance you get, and then like every other scene, you're like, I'm totally gonna give it to Robbie tonight.
Right.
I thought you hated me. Why don't you keep your opinions to yourself? You
don't call your enemies and tell them your secrets? Constantly. But in the very first time she goes out with Robbie, because she's pawned off on Robbie immediately. Like, you're going to Yale Medical School. Fuck my older daughter, please.
Yes.
When they're walking back, Baby witnesses the two of them walking back when she's on the dock with that fuckface Neil.
Yeah.
And her sister, Baby's sister's skirt, it's all fucked up. Her hair's a mess. Like her heel's broken, or she has a shoe off. Something's weird. And Robbie's behind her like, why don't you go fucking cry to your daddy?
Go back to mommy and daddy and keep listening, Lisa.
Robbie's chasing her back, giving her shit about not wanting to give up the poon, right?
Yep.
Why did she continue to act like it's some big rope? Like, he tried to rape you the first fucking night.
Because apparently it's the 60s, and...
That just mean he really likes you?
I guess. Back then, I didn't grow up in the 60s, so I have no idea. I wasn't sexually active in the 60s. I have no idea. So they go to the talent show. Baby's dad tries to give Robbie money for medical school. Like, hey, good luck, son. Here's an envelope of cash for medical school. And
season of tips.
And then Robbie rat fucks himself.
And I wanted to thank you for your help with the Penny situation.
And the dad loses his shit, takes the money back, like, I'll show you, sonny, and you have no tip money for the summer now.
Why is Robbie Gould's only punishment taking away his money? You got Johnny Castle fired, bro.
Exactly.
You got that man fired. He's out looking for another fucking job, a place to live, because he's probably sleeping in his car, living on, what do you say, jelly beans?
I mean, for somebody like me, last month I'm eating juju bees to keep alive.
You're the one that did this? And you let me look like a fool. I got this other kid fired. I've been shitting on him the whole time.
Yep.
I'm going to take away your money. Ha ha ha. Show you. Whoa.
So
take it easy, Jerry Arbach. Don't get anybody else fired, you fucking asshole.
So Robbie apparently learned his lesson. Then Johnny comes back to the hotel because pride. And we get...
Nobody puts Baby in a corner.
He takes her, because nobody puts Baby in a corner. Takes her up on stage, gives a speech, and says...
So I'm going to do my kind of dancing with a great partner.
And that's where he's like, no, my daughter's nobody's fucking great partner, buddy. And he's like, I'm going to charge the stage. And then Mom, which, again, you want to talk about, like, long joke setups?
Yeah.
The mom being dismissive and flighty and just, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Karen, we don't give a shit. To that one line.
Sit down, Jake.
That was her character arc.
Yes.
It was, nothing's wrong. Nothing's wrong. Go back to bed. I'm not going to tell your mother. What's going on? Nothing. I'm not telling you shit. Work on your short game, you non-putting bitch. And then finally at the end, she kind of is like, sit down.
Yeah.
And this is, I'll sum this up here when we get to the end of the movie. But this is one of the parts of the movie that make me so, ugh. And it's not the put baby in a corner scene or line, which is very bad. But it's that whole sit down. And every Karen in this world goes, yeah!
You're right. It's fact.
Even though I know, as a father, if I'm in this situation, even though I know that at this point, he's not the one that got Penny pregnant, and by all intents and purposes, he might be a good guy.
Yeah.
He's still a dance teacher at a hotel in the Catskills. And
he's 25.
And he's 25, and he's been running through every old lady that all my husband's wives.
Dude, this guy has venereal disease they haven't discovered in 1960.
I'm not letting freaking Dirty Dick Danny over here run through my daughter too. Get the frick. Hey, sit down. How about you shut up? You haven't said 2 words this whole movie. I'm going to go up there. I'm going to kick this dude's ass. Do you realize how, they were still using lambskins in the 60s? Like, come on. Nobody's wearing condoms in the 60s. I'm not letting this dude touch my daughter. They do the dance that apparently nobody's prepared for, but everybody, his whole crew knows the dance number. They're dancing through the aisles. They do the lift, crescendo, and then all the old people decide that we're all going to start effing, from little kids all the way to the old people. Everybody's effing in the aisles.
And Max has demonstrated once again why he's a shitty business owner. Because when it first starts and he sees like, oh, some people are enjoying this. By golly, my foot's tapping. My foot is tapping to this music. He asks his orchestra guy, do you have sheet music on this stuff? No, I don't. You know why? Because we're closing down tomorrow, you fucking Momo. How the fuck are we supposed to do that? Think ahead. Quit putting your grandson in charge because he's young and he's going to know what the kids want. Johnny Castle just got an entire room pregnant. Put him in charge of the entertainment. You might keep your business. Max.
So, baby's dad then apologizes to Swayze after this.
I'm a middle-aged, wealthy, white male. I'm wrong. And when I say I'm wrong, I admit it. But I'm going to say it in this tone so I sound tough and I might fuck you up. I have to point out one continuity issue. I don't know if you noticed it.
Okay.
When Jerry Orbach stops them and does his apology to Patrick Swayze and Jennifer Grey are running for the door.
Yes.
Like, they're hand in hand running for the door. And then he does, like, the, I'm sorry! And then the next scene, you see them dancing together again in the ballroom. And Patrick Swayze singing to her, like the end of the song. So either one, continuity mistake, or two, you go into the door because you're like, yo, we did it. We got all these guys dancing. Nobody can find us. Let's get out of here before Daddy sees us. We can bang it out one more time before summer's up. Oh, and then they ran into Jerry Orbach. He's like, I'm sorry. And they were like, oh, yo, Daddy's cool with this. Let's finish this dance, and then we'll just fuck later. Like everybody else. Nobody's looking for us. The other thing I wanted to point out was, if you notice, the mom is dancing in the end scene too. She starts dancing with Neil, and she's doing like a little hit thing. But then they show her dancing with Jerry Orbach very quickly, right towards the end. And the only reason I spotted her was because that silver-ass dress. The way she's dancing with Jerry Orbach, he's getting laid tonight. If your lady likes Dirty Dancing, she likes the music, she likes the soundtrack, she thinks it's romantic, don't fight her on it. Don't question her. Go buy the fucking album. Put it on. Maybe like, little Johnny Castle. Grow a mullet if you have to. Doesn't matter. Make it work for you. Don't fight it anymore. Make it work for you.
Agreed.
Because yes, the soundtrack is amazing.
Yeah.
And the one thing I discovered at the end of this movie, because when we talked about doing this, I was like, yo, we are going to fucking trash this movie.
That's literally exactly what I thought.
And I was almost a little like, is there something psychologically wrong with me? Because I'm excited to fuck this movie up. And then I realized, like, watching it, I watched it, it's not a bad movie.
It's not a bad movie at all.
It's the people that think this movie is the epitome of romance that make me hate this movie. I hate those people.
Yes.
I don't hate this movie.
Agreed.
This movie is a Karen detector.
Hey, all you cool cats and kittens.
If you hear a female scream while watching this movie, you've met a Karen. Back up slowly, turn around, and exit in a timely fashion.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. This movie isn't a bad movie. I still think it holds up. I think that they got perfect actors for all the roles. I think everything was great about the movie. Again, there was a few things that I'm like, I didn't really like that.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
I think this movie absolutely stands the test of time.
Yeah, I'm going to go as far as to say that it's actually a pretty good fucking movie. It's an entertaining hour and 40 minutes, and that's the best part. An hour and 40 minutes.
Yes.
It's just like the Swayze. It gets in, it gets out. You still got time for the rest of your summer vacation.
This movie could have easily been over 2 hours long, but you're right. The hour and 40, it's boom, boom, you're done. It's the story's quick. It's not like this stupid slow burn. I think at the end of the day, it still holds up. So
yep, 100%.
Anything else?
No, I'm kind of disappointed, but fuck you, Karen. It's a good movie.
Well, for Corey, I'm Armando. This is Kiss the Reviews, and this was 1987's Dirty Dancing.